Hi, so for this week's Daily Geography, we have a physical map of Washington. So we're going to go over the map. I'm going to do the reading with you, go over vocabulary, and then we will go over each question for this week. So first, let's start by doing the reading. Do it this way. A physical map, Washington. So the map on the other side is the state Washington that is in the United States. Introducing the map. Share with students that a political map shows borders between countries or states, locations of cities and towns, roadways, and other human-made features. So this map will show all of those kinds of things. Ask students, what kinds of features are shown on a physical map? Well, students will probably name such features as mountains, valleys, plains, oceans, and rivers. Discuss that physical maps show the natural landforms and waterways on Earth's surface. Show students the physical map of the state of Washington. Talk about the different landforms and waterways that are labeled. Students may be unfamiliar with the terms sound and strait, so we'll go over those in the vocabulary. Define those and point out the Puget Sound, the Strait of Georgia, and the Strait of Juan de Fuca. Have students look at the legend, inset map, and compass rose to help them. Those are going to help you. Read the caption to discuss additional information about some of the physical features of Washington. You may choose to further explain what a geopolitical map includes as they study Washington. Share with students that names of cities were added to the physical map to show points of reference. So, introducing vocabulary. Bay. It is a portion of the ocean that is partly enclosed by land. So, it's towards the edge of the land area where it connects with the ocean. Forest. A large area thickly covered with trees and plants. Harbor. A sheltered body of water where ships anchor. Landform. Natural land feature of Earth's surface such as mountain or hill. Mountain range. A chain of mountains. Physical features. Natural landforms and waterways on Earth's surface. Physical map. Shows natural landforms and waterways on Earth's surface. Port. A harbor where ships can dock or anchor safely. So port and harbor are like parking spots for big ships and boats. River. A large natural stream of fresh water that flows into a lake or an ocean. Sound. Not like something you hear, but a long, wide body of water, larger than a strait or canal. Strait. A narrow passage of water joining two larger bodies of water. Valley. An area of low ground between two hills. Volcanic mountain. A mountain formed by molten lava and ash. Okay, now let's go over onto this page. A physical map, Washington. So we can see on here there's a few different things. Here is the state of Washington, which is, and then here's Oregon. So if we're thinking about the states, we have Washington, Oregon, and then below Oregon is California. So like right over here. So here's California, here's Nevada, here's Utah. So in order to get from Utah to Washington, you would have to go this way, and then in that top corner of the United States is Washington. So we have Canada above here. So this is an international border because here's the US. Once you cross Washington and the border into Canada, you're in a different country. So then over here we have Idaho, which is still in the US. Oregon, these are just two other states. And then over here we have the Pacific Ocean. So this is where the bay is, okay? So on here, we need to look at the legend because I see a lot of different pictures, but I'm not exactly sure what they mean. So I'm going to look at the legend to see what each picture means. So those three pointing thingies means that that is a mountain range. This one that looks like a volcano is a volcanic mountain. This one that has like a pine tree and then a regular tree is a forest. This symbol right here means that that is a river. This symbol right here means that that is the state capital. So there's only one state capital per state, so there should be only one of these. And then this right here, the circle, the dark shaded in circle is the symbol of a city. So now let's go over these texts. Washington is called the Evergreen State because more than one half of it is covered by forests. Washington is bordered by the Pacific Ocean and has several bays, harbors, straits, and famous Puget Sound. Ships from all over the world dock at the ports such as Seattle and Olympia on the Puget Sound. Washington has one of the longest rivers in the United States, the Columbia River. Washington also has two famous volcanic mountains, Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens. Mount Rainier is the highest point in the state, rising 14,410 feet. That's 4,392 meters. It remains an inactive volcano, but Mount St. Helens is an active volcano that erupted violently in 1980 and has had several smaller eruptions since then. So those are some interesting facts about Washington. So on the map, we see that there's a lot of trees because more than one half of it is covered by forests. So that's a lot of trees for a whole state. And this is a big state too. So then if you're looking right here, the Strait of Georgia, so there's a waterway. Strait of Juan de Fuca is another waterway. Here's the Puget Sound. Here's the city of Seattle. Here is Olympia. Here's a volcano, Mount Rainier. Here's another volcano, Mount St. Helens. And then it looks like there's some more mountains over here. And I see a name right here, Cascade Mountains. So it looks like the mountains that are in this area are labeled the Cascade Mountains. I also see that there are rivers. So here's the Columbia River, which goes all the way along. And then from here to here, it switches and it changes into the Snake River. Here we have the Columbia River as well. So it looks like it starts from all the way up here, goes down southward, and then it turns, and then it keeps going all the way through here. It kind of goes like from one corner of Washington all the way to the other corner. So then right here we have the Yakima River. And then of course, here's the compass, north, east, southwest. Then we have northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. Okay, now using all of that information that we just read about, you're going to answer questions Monday through Friday. So Monday number 1. A physical map shows landforms and waterways. Name 4 kinds of waterways that are labeled on the map. So you're going to have 4 answers. If you're not sure what a waterway is, it is just a method of traveling through water, and it has to have water. So look through the vocabulary. So which 4 of these can be used as waterways? I see a few over here. Okay. Then write those down for Monday number 1. Monday number 2. A mountain range is a chain of mountains. Name a volcanic mountain in the Cascade Range. So you're going to look for the Cascade Range because it says a volcano in the Cascade Range. So here's the Cascade Mountains. So what is a volcano What's the name of a volcano that is in this area right here, okay? Then write that down for number 2. Tuesday number 1. What is the longest river in Washington? Well, if we're looking at the map again, there's 3 kinds of rivers. Which one is the biggest one or the longest one? Then write the name of that river down for Tuesday number 1. Tuesday number 2. What is the longest, name a river that flows into the Columbia River. So here's the Columbia River. So what is the name of a river that connects to that one? So it flows into it eventually. Then write the name of that river down for Tuesday number 2. Wednesday number 1. Which volcanic mountain erupted in 1980? Well, that looks like a fact. I'm not going to get a fact from just looking at the map. You're going to have to do some reading in this paragraph. Wednesday number 2. Name all states and countries that border Washington. Okay, so here's Washington, right? So we know over here is the ocean. So there's not going to be a border there, but there are borders here, here, and here. Name all the states and countries that border Washington. Write it down for Wednesday number 2. Thursday number 1. Do forests cover less than 1/4, more than 1/2, or all of Washington? So your answer is either one of these. Your answer is one of these options. So your answer is either forests cover 1/4 of the state, or do forests cover more than 1/2 of the state, or do the forests cover all of the state of Washington? So you can look on the map, and if you're looking at the map and if you're like, I'm still completely lost, reread this paragraph right here. Thursday number 2. Which 2 narrow passages of water flow into the Puget Sound? So you're going to look for Puget Sound. Where is it on the map? Puget Sound is right here. So which 2 waterways flow into this area right here? Because the water has to come from somewhere. So if you keep following like these little open places, what are the names of these 2 waterways that connect to there? Friday number 1. Name and describe Washington's highest point. What is the elevation? Okay, so the highest point. Well, if I'm looking at the map, I don't see any facts by just looking at the map. So you're going to have to reread this paragraph right here. And so you're going to have to write down the name of the highest point and then the elevation. Friday number 2. What is the route of a ship traveling from the Pacific Ocean to the port of Seattle would take? So if you were driving this ship, you were navigating the ship, you were the captain of this ship, and you were starting from the Pacific Ocean, and you want to get into the port of Seattle. So that means you would be starting somewhere over here. You'd be starting in the ocean, and you want to get to Seattle, which is right here, okay? So you can't, it's a ship, so ships are on ocean. You can't just go through the land and get to there. You'd have to find waterways to get there. So if I'm looking and following the ocean, I can go this way, keep going down, 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 and then here. So what are 2 places that the ship needs to go through in order to get to this port? So what are the 2 waterways that they have to get through? And then that is all of your daily geography for this week.